Hello and welcome to this recording of our Benefits 2024, What You Need to Know presentation. We are in our annual benefits enrollment period right now. It began Monday, September 25th, and it will run through October 20th, 2023, and changes made during this time will be in effect for January 1st, 2024. Please follow along for more information on how you, as a UW-Madison employee, can make changes or continue on in benefits for 2024. My name is Thomas Propson, and I'm one of the Madison Benefits Specialists who works in the Central Office of Human Resources. It's my voice that you'll hear today, along with the slides, that will provide you with information you need to know about how benefits are changing for January 1st. Please follow up with my office if you have any questions after you have reviewed these slides. You can send an email to us at benefits@ohr.wisc.edu or visit our website, benefits.wisc.edu/2024 for more information. We begin our session by outlining what's in store. We are going to discuss how to review the benefits that you have right now and consider how those plans will be changing in 2024, and also what will happen to your plans if you do not re-enroll in certain accounts for next year. Some of them would end if you didn't take action. Then it will be up to you to decide what benefits you do want to be in effect January 1st, and consider then what changes you need to make in the online enrollment portal to ensure that you have that coverage or those waivers in place for January 1st. Finally, you'll submit your choices to us online through our online enrollment called Self-Service. And whether you are actually electing and enrolling into coverage or making changes to the benefits you already have, or perhaps waiving out of benefits or opting out of health insurance, you will submit all of those decisions to us through that online portal. And we must receive your choices by the deadline, Friday, October 20th at 4:30 p.m. These next few slides are an abbreviated version of our review, decide, and enroll. And starting off with review, if you're not certain which benefits you hold already, you can visit your MyUW portal, open the benefit information tile, and quickly review the summary page, which shows you quickly which plans you are enrolled in currently and which you have waived. Another way to review which benefits you hold now is to review your earnings statement found in your payroll information, and looking at the before tax, the after tax, and the employer paid benefit deductions, we'll have an overview then of the benefits you currently are enrolled in, since you pay a portion or all of premiums for elections that you've made, or in some cases, the employer pays for a portion or all of the coverage. When it comes time to make the decisions for next year, you'll be thinking carefully about your health insurance choices. For example, you could opt out of the health insurance and receive a stipend of $2,000 over the course of 2024 because you officially opted out of health insurance. Or you may be enrolling in the health insurance and deciding between one of the Wisconsin-based health plans or the Nationwide Access Plan. And if enrolling, you'll be choosing the plan design, whether that's a low deductible or high deductible plan, and which of the groups of doctors you intend to visit for the coming year. You would also be adding or removing your uniform dental as an attachment to your health insurance, and you could of course add or remove family members or decide to cancel the insurance if you hold it in 2023 but you don't want to in 2024. If you are electing the high deductible health plan, then you must re-elect or enroll in the health savings account for 2024. And you have the option of attaching or detaching preventive uniform dental to your health enrollment. For supplemental coverage, you have the standalone preventive dental that is an option for you if you're opting out or waiving health insurance. You also have the major dental programs, either the Select or the Select Plus plans, to elect or decide between, or add or remove family from, or cancel. The vision insurance, the accident insurance, and the flexible spending accounts are all offering this enrollment or change opportunity that would be then in effect January 1st. And for life insurance, we do have the UW's accidental death and dismemberment policy that offers open enrollment at any time of year. So you may enroll in that now if you would like the coverage to begin January 1st. You may also, if you're currently enrolled in the individual and family life insurance, increase the value of coverage that you hold on your own life or on your already covered family members. This is not an open enrollment, though, for the individual and family life. It's only allowing an increase for those who are already enrolled in the coverage. So if you are interested in picking up individual and family life but aren't yet enrolled, or you want to pick up the state group life insurance, the UW's Employee Inc. life insurance, or the ICI disability insurance, while none of these programs offer an open enrollment each fall, you are allowed to apply for them at any time of year using a paper application that is called Evidence of Insurability. This is a type of medical underwriting process. You can submit the Evidence of Insurability form to the insurance company. Their underwriters will review your application, and then they will decide whether you can be enrolled or not. And they will notify you of either the approval or the denial of your application. So that is an option for you if you want to pick up life insurance but didn't originally as a new employee. It is separate, though, from this online annual benefit enrollment period. Finally, once you have made your decisions, you will log in to your MyUW portal, review the benefit information tile by clicking on the Enroll Now button and answering the questions that are being asked of you about the annual benefit enrollment period, such as your name, your address, your contact information, your dependent details, whether or not you have other health insurance concurrent with your enrollment in the state's health plan, and eventually choosing the plan changes that you want to be in effect for January 1st. And you'll officially submit your decisions no later than 4:30 p.m. on Friday, October 20th. Now let's look together at a deeper dive about the review process. What insurances do you have now? How will your plans change in 2024? And which of your plans would end if you do not take action and re-enroll in them this annual benefit period? To start the review process, you will want to review your current benefits in the benefit information tile of the MyUW portal. You can click to launch the full app. And then what initially opens is the summary page, but you could also click over to the benefit enrollment confirmation statement section and review last year's benefit enrollment confirmation form. That gives you another view of the benefits that you had elected in the past. Alternatively, or as well, you can log into the MyUW portal and view in the payroll information tile your previous earning statements. It is in these earning statements where you will see shorthand code for each of the benefits programs of which you're a part currently and how much you're contributing to each from your biweekly paychecks. This provides you a good overview then of the insurance plans in which you're enrolled and are paying for, as well as other deductions such as parking and retirement contributions. Next, you'll want to review the Wisconsin Department of Employee Trust Funds resources about this annual enrollment period. It is Employee Trust Funds who administers the benefits for us as state employees here at the UW, so we can review the health insurance, dental and vision insurances, overviews of the flexible accounts and health savings accounts, the accident insurance, all within Employee Trust Funds Decision Guide for 2024. You may also review the 5-minute video Employee Trust Funds has posted on their website about choosing a health plan design. This provides you a nice overview of the 4 different health designs and why they appeal to some individuals. There are a low deductible insurance and a high deductible insurance health option, as well as Wisconsin-based policies and nationwide policy. You would choose between those various options for your health insurance for the coming year. And then, as the third part of your review, you will be sure if you've decided to add a spouse or a new dependent to your health, dental, or vision insurance, You will have gathered their legal names and sex, dates of birth, your date of marriage, any social security numbers, and you will have them ready when you log into the portal to make your decisions, because that will be part of the enrollment process. We need those details. All right, as part of our review process, let's start to discuss health insurance and its changes for next year. What you will want to consider when you log into your portal and are reviewing your setups for next year is that the setup is showing correctly for the new elections for next year. Does it show that you will be enrolled in the correct plan, or does it list you as having waived for next year? If you want the opt-out incentive, for example, you have to elect that as an option to begin in 2024, even if you'd previously elected it in 2023, because the system will have moved your current opt-out incentive to be marked as waived, and you'd have to go in and edit that to re-elect the opt-out incentive. This is the time, of course, when you can make changes to your elections. If you're enrolling, you could change up your health plan design, your chosen group of in-network providers. You can decide who in your family needs coverage. If you want, for example, only a single program, you could remove family off of the plan. Or if you are currently on the single plan, but you want to add your spouse or dependents to the coverage, this is that time to do so. And you may also add or remove the uniform dental from your health election. I use some special acronyms on the next few slides, so I'll clarify those here quickly for you. SGH stands for State Group Health Insurance, which is the general term for the health insurance being offered to us as employees of the state and UW-Madison. HDHP stands for High Deductible Health Plan. Non-HDHP are the health plans that are not high deductible health plans. HSA is the health savings account, which is a bank account that you must open if you're going to enroll in the high deductible health plan for 2024. And GHCSCW is short for this year's Group Health Cooperative of South Central Wisconsin. The current GHC South Central Wisconsin network in 2023 is dividing into two separate networks for 2024. And if you want to be on the Group Health Cooperative of South Central Wisconsin network, you'll have to choose one or the other of the new networks to continue that coverage. You may indeed like the health coverage you have now in 2023 and want to continue it going into next year, but you still may need to take action in order to keep that coverage. For example, if this year you're enrolled in the High Deductible Health Plan or the Access High Deductible Health Plan, you must re-elect the health savings account for 2024. If you didn't take that action during ABE, you will be moved as of January 1st to the non-high deductible health plan. If you're on this year's GHC South Central Wisconsin network, you should review the two new GHC South Central Wisconsin network options and elect the one that's best for you. Otherwise, you would be automatically assigned to the GHC South Central Wisconsin Dane Choice Network, and that may or may not be ideal for you. If you're currently enrolled in the opt-out incentive, you must re-elect the opt-out incentive during this annual enrollment period if you want to continue to receive the money next year. Otherwise, your opt-out incentive election will end and you would not receive the pay in 2024. And you should also review the doctors and clinics that are in your chosen networks both this year and compare that to your plan's new 2024 provider listing. Otherwise, you may learn at the beginning of next year that your preferred providers or clinics are no longer in the network. And by that time, it could be too late to change networks because the annual benefit enrollment period will have passed. You'll find the list of all the various State Group Health networks and their provider listings on Employee Trust Fund's website on their health plan search page. This is where you'll go to learn more about each of the different networks available in the various counties within Wisconsin, as well as to learn more about the national network. Some things are changing with health insurance for 2024, but some things are not. What will not change is that now, during this annual benefit enrollment period, we're asking you to choose one of the health deductible options and your group of doctors, your health network, for the coming year. So you would choose between either the low deductible, traditional copay plan, or the high deductible health plan with its HSA, And you would also choose a network of providers to be your doctors for the coming year. That may mean you're choosing from one of the health plans based in Wisconsin, such as Dean or Quartz UW Health, or you may be choosing the Access plan with its nationwide network. Alternatively, perhaps you don't want to be enrolled in health insurance next year, and instead you might choose the opt-out incentive or simply waive health insurance. What will change going into next year are health premiums. They are increasing across the board. Most of our employees are enrolled in one of the Wisconsin-based health plans, and if that is also true for you and you're part of the Wisconsin retirement system, you could anticipate your health plan premium increasing by $5.50 up to $14.50 per paycheck. For a grad or postdoc health insurance premium, as part of the Wisconsin-based health insurances, you could anticipate an increase of $2.50 to $7.50 per paycheck. The premium increases are greater if you're on the Access plan with its nationwide network, but most of our employees are covered by those Wisconsin-based plans. I do have the actual dollar amounts coming up on another slide. Now, what you'll also see changing for 2024 are the deductibles for the high deductible health plans. Our plans' deductibles had to increase to meet the new federal minimum requirements. And you'll see that the health savings accounts in 2024 will allow additional contributions of pre-tax money compared to what you were allowed to contribute in 2023. As I'd mentioned earlier, we also have the GHC South Central Wisconsin network that is one this year, but it is dividing into two separate options for next year, the Dane Choice and the Neighbors networks. For your GHC South Central Wisconsin options, again, if you want to be enrolled in this program in 2024, you would choose either the Dane Choice network, which offers primary care providers in Dane County, or you would choose the Neighbors network, which provides primary care providers in Columbia, Grant, Iowa, Sauk, Jefferson, Juneau, and Lafayette counties. And if you happen to be one of our Wisconsin-based employees who may seek services just outside of Wisconsin during the year, for example, you or your family members may need to seek care in the Twin Cities or northeastern Iowa, northern Illinois, or the UP, there may be a Wisconsin-based health plan that still works for you that extends actually over the border into one of those surrounding states. Do see Employee Trust Fund's website and their health plan search for more details about those options. As in previous years, the health insurance designs include 4 different versions of health insurance, 2 of which are based here in Wisconsin, and they're known as the health plan or the high deductible health plan, and the other 2 are nationwide networks. They're called the Access plan or the Access high deductible health plan. Review Employee Trust Fund's 5-minute video on choosing a plan design if you'd like a review of why one design versus another may be better for you and your family in the coming year. And here we have the actual monthly premiums for health insurance, the employee shares beginning in 2024. This is what most of our employees will pay if they are enrolling in health insurance. Now, these are posted as monthly premiums. We pay benefits on a biweekly basis, so you would pay half this amount from your first and second check each month if you're enrolling in the health insurance. Many of our employees are in one of the Wisconsin-based plans. So for example, you could see under the health plan, the individual coverage with preventive dental attached will be $115 per month. Or if you had family coverage instead of individual coverage, it will cost $286 per month. If you are not a WRS participant, but instead you're a grad assistant or a postdoc, then that same coverage for an individual would be $59 a month, or for the family, $148 a month. Of course, we also have the Wisconsin-based high deductible health plan, the nationwide access plan, and the nationwide high deductible health plan. If you are an employee who pays a percentage of the total cost of health insurance premiums rather than just the employee portion of the premiums, you can review total premium costs for 2024 on Employee Trust Fund's website. And here we have a close-up of our Wisconsin-based plans. If you were to elect the Wisconsin-based health plan or its high-deductible health plan version, then as part of your enrollment, you are also going to choose a network of providers for the coming year. So when you go into the online portal, you'd be looking for the name of your provider network. Here in Dane County, that may mean you're looking for Dean and Dental, or GHC South Central Wisconsin Dane Choice and Dental, or the Courts UW Health and Dental as your option. Keep in mind that if you elect one of these Wisconsin-based plans, you need to stick with your chosen network of providers as your doctors for care over the year. The only time you can go out of network and still have insurance coverage is if it were for an emergency or urgent medical need. As an alternative to the Wisconsin-based programs, we have the Access Plan and its high-deductible version. If you enroll in the Access Plan, you may visit in-network providers with Dean here in southern Wisconsin and with First Health throughout Wisconsin and nationwide. It's best to choose those in-network providers when possible because you'll receive the highest level of insurance coverage. But if you were to go outside of the network, it is still allowed. You do still have insurance that will pay a portion of those medical bills, even if it wasn't for an emergency. And I believe for the final time, I'll mention that the place to review the network details and the provider listings are in the health plan search on ETF's website. If you do enroll in state group health coverage for 2024, your deductions will begin with your first paycheck received in January, and you'll see that the monthly deductions will be withheld half from the January 11th check and then the other half from the January 25th check. That will then pay for January's coverage itself, and then you'll begin to pay for February's coverage from the first and then the second check you receive in February and on throughout the year. As far as coverage under the state group health insurance plans, how the programs work next year is the same as they have been working in 2023, other than the deductible for the high deductible health plans will now be higher to meet federal requirements. So the new single deductible under the high deductible plans will be $1,600, or if you've elected family coverage, the deductible is $3,200. Other than the change in the deductible amounts, how the plans work are continuing on as the same. You can have your preventive care services covered 100%. Your office visits will either have a copay or you'll need to meet your deductible and then you'll pay a copay. And urgent care and emergency room coverage are still part of the program, either with a copay or requiring you to meet the deductible and then the copay, depending upon which of the program designs you elect. The state group health insurance continues to use Navitus as its drug administrator. You can review the formulary on Employee Trust Fund's website. And again, there are drugs divided into different levels. You either would pay a copay or a coinsurance amount when you fill the prescription at the pharmacy, or if you're on the high deductible versions of the plans, you'll first meet your deductible by paying the negotiated rate for the drugs when you fill them at your pharmacy, and then the copays or coinsurance would kick in after that. Just as in 2023, there are out-of-pocket limits for prescriptions. The traditional style health plan and access plan have very high out-of-pocket limits for level 3 and level 4 drugs. So you would continue to pay for medical and prescription care until you've potentially reached the $9,450 mark before you reach the out-of-pocket limit for those level 3 and 4 prescription drugs. If you were enrolled in the health or the access plan, while under the high deductible health plan and its access HDHP version, the out-of-pocket limits include your medical and pharmacy amounts. So the combined medical and pharmacy out-of-pocket limits in that case would be $2,500 if it's the single plan, or $5,000 if it's the family plan. There are rules about which of our employees qualify for the high deductible health plans. You do need to be part of the Wisconsin retirement system, so you can't be under the short-term grad employee benefits program. You cannot be claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes, nor can you be covered by other non-high deductible health plan coverage or a health flexible spending account. You also have to open a health savings account with Optum Financial. If you weren't able to meet those requirements, you would not be eligible to enroll in the high deductible health plan for 2024. And if you hold a J1 visa, you should not enroll in the high deductible health plan because it does not meet your visa requirements. If you elect one of the health plans for 2024, you can choose your health election as a plain health plan, or you can choose the name of your health plan and be sure that there's an and dental attached to the name of your election. If you choose your health and dental, that means you are also electing this preventive uniform dental to be attached to your health election. And that would allow you or your covered family members to have twice a year cleanings and exams. Your children could have fluoride treatments. Your children could have orthodontia coverage. This will be part of your health election if you choose the health and dental. Finally, if you are not going to be enrolling in state group health insurance for the year 2024, you may instead elect the opt-out incentive. And if approved, you will receive over the course of 2024, $2,000 for having officially opted out of the health insurance. The online portal for enrolling in or opting out of health insurance looks a bit different this year compared to previous years. You'll now see the health insurance opt-out incentive listed as the first plan possibility. So rather than scouring through the long list to find the opt-out incentive, you'll be able to see it at the very top of the health choices, and you could elect it if that is your choice. Next up, let's talk about supplemental dental insurance. We continue to have Delta Dental as our plan administrator for dental coverage in 2024. When you're viewing your online portal for your dental coverage, be certain that everything looks correct. Ensure that you're enrolled in the right plan or that you're listed as waived, if that's more appropriate. You can, again, either sign up for health insurance and also elect the uniform dental attached to your health, or if you're waiving health insurance, you could elect the standalone preventive dental. You may also elect the major dental plan, whether that's the PPO Select or the PPO Plus Premier Select Plus. Also review who in your family is listed as covered and ensure that that meets your needs for the coming year. The dental coverages themselves are the same going into next year as they were this year. You still have these three designs, whether it's the standalone or attached to your health insurance, preventive dental as one option, and then you could choose either the Select or the Select Plus plan for your major dental services, such as crowns, bridges, implants, and oral surgery. If you do elect the standalone preventive dental because you are waiving or opting out of health insurance, then the monthly premium you will pay if it's just coverage for yourself is $36.10 per month. If you're adding family to the coverage alongside you, you'll pay $90.28 a month for that standalone preventive dental. And if you want to pick up one of the major dental plans as your supplemental dental coverage, you could elect the Select or the Select Plus plans. The coverage cost per month depends on which of those plans you elect and whom in your family you are covering. You'll note premium changes for the Select plan. The premiums have reduced compared to the 2023 costs, while the Select Plus plan premiums have increased slightly next year compared to this year. And these next two slides are to help clarify the difference between uniform dental and preventive dental. They are in fact the same coverage, they are identical. It's just that uniform dental is what they call this preventive coverage if you are enrolling in health insurance and you want the preventive dental, then you elect it as part of your health insurance election. You choose your health plan and dental as your option. And then when you go back out into the main portal, you'll see the preventive standalone dental grayed out, no longer an option, because you've already elected health insurance, and that's when you could choose the dental to be attached to it. But if you're waiving or opting out of state group health insurance, then that attached uniform dental doesn't apply because you're not enrolling in state group health. So instead, when you waive or opt out of state group health, you will see the preventive dental box as an available option, and you could elect the standalone preventive dental if you would like to. Delta also offers us our vision insurance for 2024. When you review your portal setup, be sure that your vision election is set up correctly, whether that means that you are enrolled or that you've waived. If you are enrolling, ensure that who you need in your family to be covered is in fact listed. The premiums for vision insurance next year are the same as they have been this year. And depending upon whom in your family you're covering, the premium will be different. The vision insurance uses the iMed Insight network as its chosen network of providers. So to receive the best amount of coverage through this insurance plan, use the iMed Vision Care network. The coverage offered through the vision insurance is the same next year as it has been this year. You can have your routine well-eye vision exam, and you'll pay a $15 office visit copay. If you want a basic pair of glasses or contacts, you can receive one or the other. If electing contacts, the program will provide you up to $150 towards the purchase of your contacts. Or if receiving spectacles, eyeglasses instead, you would provide a $25 copay and then can receive a basic pair of glasses. If you want fancier frames, fancier lenses, there'd be an additional out-of-pocket cost. You also have options with the accident plan through Securian at this time of year. Under the accident plan, if you are enrolled and then you're injured in an accident, seek medical care for that injury, and then follow everything up with a timely claim to Securian, the plan will provide you with a payout. Depending upon how badly your accidental injury was and the medical care that it required, can affect how much you are being paid by Securian. So depending upon the type of accident, whether it's a concussion because you fell off of the ladder, hit your head, had to ride to the hospital in an ambulance and stay in the hospital overnight, each of those different pieces of the accident may have its own price that then later when you make the claim and Securian provides you with a cash out, each of them would have its own price tag attached. And you can read more about these possible dollar values on our website in both the accident plan brochure as well as its certificate of coverage. The premiums for the accident plan will be lower next year than they were this year. You'll see the rates have been reduced slightly. And with the accident insurance, it is your responsibility to file your own claims with Securian. So you can reach out to them through their website or through their member services line to initiate a claim if you are injured in an accident. And we also have our pre-tax accounts at this time of year to decide upon. To elect a pre-tax contribution for 2024, you must enroll or re-enroll in these accounts during this enrollment period. These pre-tax elections do not carry forward from one year to the next. Let's start with the health savings account. This is an option if you are enrolling in the high deductible health plan or the nationwide access high deductible health plan. You have to both elect the HDHP in the online portal and then open or re-elect your health savings account for 2024. Again, there are those rules about who is eligible for the high deductible health plan with its health savings account. You have to be a WRS participant. You cannot be claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes. You cannot have other medical coverage if the other plan is not a high deductible health plan of its own, nor could you elect if you are covered by a spouse or a parent's health flexible spending account. And you do have to elect the high deductible health plan during this annual enrollment period to open or reopen the health savings accounts. If you are opening the health savings account, you are opening an actual bank account through Optum Financial, and they may reach out to you in the weeks following this annual enrollment period to ask you for additional information regarding the opening of your bank account. This is called the customer identification process, and they may have questions for you regarding your full legal name, your current physical address, your date of birth, or your government ID, such as a Social Security number. You must work with Optum Financial to provide them with the information they need and quickly. If you're not able to provide them with the detail soon enough, then you will not be allowed to open the health savings account. And we at the UW will not be able to help you with this bank enrollment process. For privacy reasons, we are not provided any detailed information about your CIP. Instead, Optum lets us know at the end of the process whether you completed it and do have a health savings account open, or whether it did not go well and you were denied the health savings account. And if you do not or cannot open the health savings account timely, your election to be part of the high deductible health plan for 2024 will have to be removed, and instead we must move you to the traditional deductible copay plan with its higher monthly premium. If you do successfully open the health savings account for 2024, the UW will contribute money into your health savings account. They will contribute up to $750 if you have the individual high deductible health plan, or they'll contribute up to $1,500 if you have the family high deductible health plan. And then you may also contribute your own money into your health savings account if you'd like to, up to the federal limits. A change for the health savings account contributions in 2024 are that if you are an academic year 9-month appointee here on campus, your health savings account contributions will be processed only from the 18 paychecks over the academic year. They will not be processed from any summer paychecks. And that is a change compared to how they were processed in 2023. Next up, our second type of pre-tax accounts are the flexible spending accounts, or FSAs. FSAs allow you to send money from your paychecks pre-tax to the FSA provider, and then you work with your FSA administrator to access the money. You can spend it, depending upon the type of FSA, on qualified medical, dental, vision, or even dependent daycare expenses. The money you send to your flexible spending account does not count as taxable income for that year. There are 3 types of these FSAs. There is the health FSA, through which you can run medical, prescription, dental, and vision expenses. There's the limited purpose FSA, which is for dental and vision expenses, and is electable by those who have enrolled in the state's high deductible health plan, and so who will have the health savings account for their medical expenses, but who may be expecting larger dental and vision expenses for the year, and thus want this additional pre-tax account. And there's the dependent daycare account, which allows you to reimburse yourself for after-school care or adult or child daycare, someone watching your qualified dependents while you are at work. In any of these 3 cases, you're allowed to enroll in the FSA at a minimum contribution of $50. The most you may contribute to the health or the limited purpose FSAs would be $3,050, or with a dependent daycare, you could contribute as much as $5,000. There are possible carryovers if money isn't spent all in 2024 from the health or the limited purpose FSAs. As much as $610 could be rolled over into 2025. And I have a slide with more detail on that coming up shortly. If you do elect the flexible spending accounts for 2024, you'll want to register online as a user on Optum's website, and also consider downloading their smartphone app to make it convenient to take snapshots of bills and evidence of expenses and submit your claims to Optum through your phone. An enrollment into the health or limited purpose FSA is then pre-funded with your full election for the year, ready to be spent as of January 1st, 2024. You can use the debit card that is issued to you for that health or limited purpose FSA to pay for your expenses at the point they are incurred, or to follow up and pay your bills after the fact. Now, for the dependent daycare accounts, they don't come with a starting balance. There is no money in the dependent daycare account until you've had the money withheld from your paychecks pre-tax and then sent for deposit in your FSA. Then it will be available and you can claim it to reimburse yourself for your dependent's daycare expenses. Just like the health insurance premiums, if you were enrolling in the flexible spending accounts for 2024, you'll see your first contributions coming from the first and then the second check of January, and then every first and second check of the month thereafter throughout the year. One thing to consider if you are enrolling in a 2024 FSA is that it is essential that should Optum Financial ask you to substantiate your claims, meaning that you prove to them that this was a qualified expense as allowed by the IRS, you must then quickly substantiate your claim or your claim will be denied. And if you had happened to already use your debit card to have paid for something that you then can't substantiate as an eligible expense, you must repay your flexible spending account. Or if you didn't do the repayment directly to Optum, they would instruct us as your employer to withhold the money from your paycheck. You should also consider the use it or lose it factor of flexible spending accounts. FSAs are meant to be spent by the end of employment or the end of the year, whichever is earlier. And so if you were to elect the 2024 FSA and then you didn't spend it all in 2024, only as much as $610, if from the health or limited purpose FSA, could be rolled over and still be part of your health or limited purpose FSA in 2025. And again, that's assuming we are speaking specifically of the health or limited purpose FSAs, and that you continue to be a benefits eligible employee into the spring of the following year, and you have at least $50 left in the account, or you've re-elected again for 2025. You cannot roll any money from a dependent daycare FSA over into the next year. That is a true use it or lose it account each calendar year. And this is a good time to remind you that if you are enrolled in the 2023 flexible spending accounts, try to spend the money before the end of the year. If you can't spend all of your 2023 FSA value, then up to $570 could be rolled over next spring into your 2024 account if we're talking of the health or the limited purpose FSA and you continue to be a benefit eligible employee and you have at least $50 in that account, or you have re-enrolled for 2024. Once again, you cannot roll over money from your dependent daycare FSA from one year to the next. Finally, the final type of pre-tax accounts to discuss are the parking and transit accounts. These are available to enroll into at any time of year, and money is available as you deposit it. Many of our employees, if working on the UW-Madison campus, find they don't need these pre-tax accounts because they may already be paying pre-tax for parking through the UW transportation deductions from their paychecks, or they may already be paying for their bus passes through the UW transportation deductions from their paychecks. However, if you are paying for post-tax parking or for transit after tax, then you might consider electing one or the other of these accounts, and you can read more about them on our website or in Employee Trust Fund's decision guide and on Optum's website. More detail about these pre-tax accounts are found with Optum Financial's website and through their member services line, and you can read more about flexible spending accounts and health savings accounts in IRS Publication 969. And now let's speak to the other miscellaneous benefits that pop up in people's minds this time of year, starting with some life insurance options and then extending through retirement and other programs. If you are currently enrolled in the individual and family life insurance, you may increase the value of the coverage on your life and or your family members' lives during this time of year. You can increase it in increments up to the maximums of the policies. Note that this is a current participant change opportunity. It is not an open enrollment opportunity. And as you're reviewing your individual and family life insurance coverage, if you find that you have more than you need, you are welcome to decrease or even cancel your individual and family coverage at any time of year. But you cannot decrease or cancel the coverage in the online self-service portal during annual enrollment. Instead, you'd be required to fill out a paper application and submit it to our office. And that's the way you could decrease or cancel coverage if you want to do so. As UW employees, you are welcome to enroll into and then increase or decrease or cancel your participation in the Zurich AD&D policy at any time of year. So you are welcome to pick up this AD&D policy if you would like new or additional life insurance that would pay out in the event of your accidental death or dismemberment. If you do enroll in the AD&D policy and then you are injured in an accident and dismembered, or there's a covered member who is killed in an accident, you must file your claims with Zurich directly. They don't receive automatic reports from your medical insurance, for example. They require you to let them know when there is an event that could be claimed. If you're a Wisconsin retirement system participant, you will see your WRS contribution percentage increase slightly, beginning with your first paycheck in January. Currently, we're contributing 6.8% in 2023, but starting in January, we'll contribute 6.9%. Income continuation insurance is a disability plan, and this disability insurance is changing somewhat on February 1st. Starting in February, employees who are already enrolled in the ICI will have their full earnings up to $120,000 per year covered as part of their plan. That's different than this year, where certain higher earners had to elect both the regular and extra coverage to have that full $120,000 of income covered. Now, this is not an open enrollment for the disability insurance. ICI doesn't offer an open enrollment during the fall period. If you are currently enrolled in state group life insurance, then as of April, your current participants will see employee coverage premiums increase by 5%. And we were expecting this because back in 2019, the Group Insurance Board approved a 5% annual increase through April of 2028. So we're just several years along the way of those increases. But you'd also see, if you're enrolled in the spouse and dependent coverage, those premiums decreasing slightly. Now, this is not an open enrollment for State Group Life. State Group Life does not offer open enrollment in the fall period. And beginning with your January A paycheck, you may see a charge of $38.40 if you are evaluated for and enrolled into the University Insurance Association life insurance. This is a life insurance policy that is required of certain faculty, academic staff, and limited appointees. And if you are eligible, you will be enrolled and charged. If you're not eligible, you will not be enrolled and you will not be charged. Now, if after mentioning all of those life and disability insurance plans, you realize that you do not have all of the life or disability coverage that you would like, while they don't offer an open enrollment during the fall period, you may still apply for one or more of these plans at any time of year, but you have to do so through what they call evidence of insurability, which means for each that you'd like, you have to fill out a medical underwriting form sharing your medical history and your doctor's contacts, and then you send that information to the insurance company. They review it, and they either approve your application and add you to the policy and notify you that they've done so, or they deny your application and let you know that you've been denied. You'll find the evidence of insurability forms for each of these plans on our website. This is also a fine time of year to review your supplemental retirement plan participation. If you're not already enrolled in the UW's 403B or the state's 457B programs, you may enroll in them at any time during your employment. If you are already enrolled and you'd like to adjust how much you're contributing, whether that means to increase your contributions or decrease them, restart them or pause them, you may do so at any time of year. There will be a change to the 403B and 457B payroll deductions next year. Contributions will change from coming out of every biweekly paycheck 26 times per year to coming out of only the first 2 paychecks of each month, so 24 times per year. So that is different than it had been in 2023, and you'll want to adjust your per paycheck election amount to accommodate. So as a review of the decisions you need to make, consider your health insurance needs and whether you want to apply or reapply for the opt-out stipend, or enroll in or make changes to your state group health election itself. Consider the health savings account. It is a mandatory election if you are electing one of the high deductible health plans. And know that you can add or remove the preventive uniform dental from your health enrollments. If you are not enrolled in state group health, you can enroll in the preventive dental as a standalone policy. You're welcome to enroll in the major dental insurance, the vision insurance, the accident insurance, and the flexible spending accounts. You may enroll in the accidental death and dismemberment policy, and if you're currently participating in the individual and family life insurance, you can increase the level of your coverage. If you want to enroll as a new participant in individual and family life, or the state group life, UW Employees Inc. life, or ICI disability plans, while there isn't an open enrollment process, you may still apply for them at any time of year using the paper evidence of insurability application. It is not a guaranteed approval. You could be denied, but that is the way to apply if you didn't enroll as a new employee. So to take your final steps and share your decisions with us, you will go into your MyUW self-service portal. Every benefit eligible employee should be going into their portal at this time of year, reviewing it for accuracy and submitting it once they are satisfied that what is set up for them for January 1st is ready to go. To access your self-service portal, you'll visit your MyUW and enter in your net ID and your password. You'll move to the benefit information box and then click that Enroll Now button. You must have reviewed the various questions the program is asking of you, such as confirming your contact information, your family's information, whether you have other health insurance at the same time as you'll have the state's health insurance, and have chosen and submitted your benefits choices by 4:30 p.m. on Friday, October 20th. UW's Service Center does have a guide on how to use the Annual Benefit Enrollment self-service if you'd like to review their resources. And as a note on some common errors that occur when individuals go in for this annual enrollment period, if you are choosing to elect the health opt-out incentive, be sure that when you go in to review your state group health setup, you unclick any spouse or dependents that may have previously been enrolled in your health insurance. This is an election that you're making for yourself, not for your family, so uncheck them. And then ensure that the new election, if you're making the opt-out as your election, notes health insurance opt-out incentive. Watch for that language to show on the screen. And then if you did opt out and submit your confirmation statement when it's received a day or two later, should show that your benefit plan for health insurance is the opt-out incentive. If it says waived instead of enrolled in the coverage level of single, waiver means that you will not receive the opt-out incentive. Something has gone wrong and you'll want to reach back out to your HR office. If you want preventive dental, then either you enroll in the health insurance and choose the health version that says and dental, or if you're not enrolling in health insurance, then you would elect the standalone preventive dental. If you will be adding any family to your health, dental, or vision insurance for 2024, be sure to enter all of their spouse and dependent information accurately. You'll need their full names, their dates of birth, their legal sex, their social security numbers, or be prepared to submit an affidavit for insurance purposes if they do not have an SSN. And once you have made all of your choices, you will submit them electronically to us no later than 4:30 p.m. on October 20th. Ideally, you'll submit it sooner than the deadline because the systems can become quite busy on those last few days of annual enrollment, and we wouldn't want a computer error to keep you from submitting on time. Ideally, you'll make your submissions via the self-service portal, but if you must, you can submit a paper application for your enrollments or changes and give that paper application to your HR contact. If you must turn in those physical paper forms, hand them to your HR and payroll contact in person and ask them to sign them in and date them there in front of you, and then give you a photocopy of the signed and dated paperwork as your receipt that you turned in that paperwork timely. Or if you must email your forms, be sure to leave off any social security numbers that are requested, but then you must follow up and call us later to provide the social security numbers so we can enter them for you. The last step will be after you've made your submission online, watch for your confirmation statement to be created and review it. A day or two after you submit your choices online, you'll receive an email from UW System letting you know that your benefit enrollment confirmation statement is ready to view. Go back into your MyUW portal to the benefit information tile, open it up, and then visit that benefit enrollment confirmation statement section. Review everything, make sure it looks correct. If there were any errors, let us know immediately so we can assist you in sorting that out. Otherwise, if all looks correct, you can feel and know that all is well and ready for January 1st. If you feel your confirmation statement isn't giving you your complete benefit package for next year, for example, it focuses on the changes you've made during the annual enrollment period, but perhaps you have questions about other benefits you hold that weren't affected by this annual enrollment period, you can, from the general summary page in the benefit information tile, click on View Benefit Summary Detail, and then change the as of date to a future date. It will default to show you your coverage as it is that very day that you're in the computer system. So change the date to a date in January or February or later of next year, and then you'll receive a view of the coverage as it will be on that future date. And if you must submit paper applications, you will not receive a benefit enrollment confirmation statement before the annual benefit enrollment period is over. Instead, you'd receive one only after we've been able to manually process in your paper applications, and that likely won't be until the campus-wide enrollment confirmation statements are shared on November 30th. So in the meantime, keep a copy of the signed and dated application forms that you turned into your HR office as your receipt. And should the final confirmation statement be issued and something is amiss, contact us immediately and share with us the signed in copies of your forms so that we can begin to assist you. And that is it. That takes us through the overview of the changes that are being offered as part of this annual benefit enrollment period, how to make your decisions, and ultimately to submit them to us so that we may arrange for those changes in the computer systems starting January 1st. There's more information in writing as well as the actual physical forms if you're looking for paper copies of applications through our website, benefits.wisc.edu/2024. And if you want to reach out to my office directly, you may ask questions about the online enrollment process or troubles with the online enrollment process by emailing ebenefits@ohr.wisc.edu or just general insurance questions at benefits@ohr.wisc.edu. We look forward to assisting you this annual enrollment period and to our new benefits that will begin January 1st. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.